Yo,
Hey, welcome to the new meta, episode 161. What is
one
this?
six
What are you
one.
doing here?
I'm just warming up. Got to
You doing
stretch.
rows?
Yeah,
Doing rows? Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Woo!
All right.
I'm ready. It's been 2 weeks. Just like maybe it's the sound of your voice because it's been a while. It's just like,
Yeah. It does sound good. I'm with you.
let's go.
Got you.
Let's
You pumped
go.
up? Uh-oh.
How you been? The hell?
I've been good, man. Been busy. Super crazy busy.
Yeah, I've been trying to get this podcast going, and you're like, no. And you're just like, you're
I'm like
so hard to
Thursday, and
schedule.
you're like, I'm going on a trip. I'm like, what do you mean you're going on a trip?
You said Wednesdays, and then you're like, oh, well, Thursdays work better.
Yeah, they keep screwing my schedule around, man. And it's so it's getting messed with again more today, but I think Thursdays are going to be
Worth
the
that?
thing going forward, at least for the formidable couple months. I think it could change again in a couple months, but we'll see. But it looks like Thursdays for now.
Yeah.
So it's cool, man. I've been busy, dude. I've been my wife and I bought another home.
Is that for me?
Yeah, it is.
Is it in St.
We
Louis?
bought- It is in St.
Oh,
Louis.
fuck that then. I don't want to.
Working on my retirement plan. So we bought a new house. We're not moving. We're just we're going to rent it out.
Okay.
But we bought it and we're doing fixer up on it. So I'm being Mr. Handyman. Last couple, in the evenings and in the weekends, I've been over there painting and replacing
Wow.
trim and putting tile in and changing lights, just doing stuff.
I am the least handy person on the planet, but the last 2 weeks I fixed my garbage disposal, which
Oh my God.
is like a whole nother level for me. And I also fixed my washing machine. So
Nice, dude.
I'm kind of
You almost have a man card. with those
I'm
two
kind of
items,
becoming a
you know?
man, I think.
That's crazy. Yeah. Remember when I did my first garbage disposal at
Yeah.
22 or 3 or 4?
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
funny because it was like it wasn't working, so I called someone and they're like, yeah, it's gonna be like $100 to come out and then like however much to fix it, and we won't be able to come out until like next Tuesday. And it was like a Thursday. I was like, man, that's a long fucking time.
It was a long time.
So I was like, screw it. And so I started tinkering with it, and then I ended up like taking the whole thing apart and like learning how the whole thing worked, and then fixed it.
You can YouTube anything now, though.
Yeah,
Like, did you
true.
YouTube how to do it? You should have if you didn't.
I did after I was feeling a little overwhelmed.
Yeah.
After I had taken it apart.
You got to put the putty stuff down. Did you put a new one in?
Of course. No. I
Okay,
didn't.
you put. Okay, never mind. I'm not even gonna go there. All right, so yeah, but no, that's it, man. I've been super busy working and fixing up stuff and like being an adult.
This sounds
so
terrible.
Yeah, it does. It is pretty terrible. I haven't had a lot of game time. I feel disconnected right now. I feel like I haven't been in the circle as much as I'm used to being in the circle.
Yeah.
And I don't like it. It's not a good feeling, man. So I need all you listeners out there. You can send me links, DM me stuff, tell me what I'm missing. I feel like because when you're on stream, you're like you have people all the time coming in. Yo, did you hear about XYZ game? Or
Yeah.
man, like the hype right now seems to be New World. New World just came out recently. I don't even know when. But
Disgusting.
we played it, the alpha.
Yep.
And it was so bad. And we've talked about it on the pod.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
One of the worst games I ever played.
People are playing this game and they're loving it. So either A, they're have extremely horrible taste in games.
Yeah.
Or B, they did a lot of work from the alpha that we played. I mean, like insane amounts of work from the alpha we played.
Right.
So
I don't know. I think this like paid all. They literally paid everyone to play it. Every streamer, like almost everyone.
yeah.
So I don't know. I think once that dies down, people will realize how shallow it is. But maybe I'm wrong. I like to be wrong.
Yeah. I hope it's good. I hope it succeeds. I hope in 6 months people are still raving about it, and then I'll be like, okay, what am I missing out on? Am I missing that much? Let's go check it out. But I just don't see how. It was about a year ago, a little over a year ago, that we played the alpha, and it's like how much. I mean, that's a significant amount of time.
A lot of
but
time.
I don't know, man. I don't know if that's enough.
It was
to
also
change.
a significantly bad game. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's my thing. It's like I don't see how they could have. But it, I should have checked it out. I should have played the beta before it launched a while back. And checked it out. But honestly, I'm not too interested in it because I don't have time to invest in another MMO. I think that's a huge turnoff for me right now. It's just a time commitment. Like
Yeah.
if I were to commit to New World, that's all I would have time to play is just New World. I wouldn't have time for anything else. So I think that kind of pulls me away a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I went on a couple trips.
Okay.
Last couple weekends.
Where have you been? Tell me.
2 weeks ago, I went to California. Like did some sailing in San Francisco and went out to the redwoods.
Nice.
The Redwood National Forest. It's really cool. Did some like 20-mile hikes and stuff. It's fun.
Did you go by yourself?
No, I went with a friend.
Okay.
Yeah, I went with a friend.
Okay.
And then
And you say he just a friend?
yeah, it was a dude and a girl.
Oh, a dude girl?
No, two different people.
Wait, hold on. You need to clarify for the
I
listeners.
said dude and a girl.
You think that you're going with a dude girl?
I didn't say dude girl. You heard dude girl because you have the mentality of a 7-year-old. Yeah, it was fun. And then last weekend I went down to Colorado and did some big hikes and hung out. Dude, I was in Fort Collins, Colorado, which is CSU territory. It's a college town.
Okay.
And it was like late night. Did a bunch of drinking. Went to some cool bars. I was like, I need a slice of pizza. My little nightcap. So I go to this pizza place. I'm talking to these people, and they're like, "Oh, hey, like where are you from?" I'm like, they're like, "Oh, you from here?" I said, "No, I'm actually from Kansas City." And like, "Oh, you a freshman?" And I was like, "Thank you so much for saying that."
You're joining that. You're joining that senior freshman restart program they got going. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
okay. I mean,
looking young, looking good.
So where was that at?
Fort Collins, Colorado.
So Colorado's full of idiots. Got it. Okay.
Wow. We just lost like 2% of our viewer base. Wow.
One viewer. Yeah. I mean, you look 19. Like, you look a 19-year-old.
That's what I've been saying. Especially with the hat, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it makes me look younger.
Maybe they were really drunk. Okay.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. So that's cool. So how long was the hike you said you took earlier?
I did like a 20-miler in Redwoods.
20 miles?
Yep.
And how long did that take?
7.5 hours.
That's a lot. That's a lot of walking, my dude.
Yeah, it's great. For me, it's easy peasy these days. I run like
blisters on the feet,
3 to 7 miles a day right now because it's all I can do. I can only run, hike, bike, and then play tennis. That's all I can do right now. I can't lift or do anything. So it's like going crazy. So I've become a runner and a walker.
A runner. When you get a marathon then?
I already did a marathon in my life, and I never want to do it again.
Okay.
I wanted to do it once though, to be like, oh, I did that. But like I'm not built to be like a really long distance runner. I'm like the fastest white dude I ever met, but I'm not built.
White dude ever. Okay. All right.
But yeah, so you want to talk about some like game stuff?
Yeah. A game came out last week.
What game? New World?
I
We
don't
already
know.
talked about that.
Yeah, I guess that's it. So we don't have much to talk about.
Well, thanks. Tune in next week.
Yeah.
Double those underscores.
Right. I'm the PChild. Catch me everywhere.
Yeah.
No, D2R dropped last week.
Well, we have some polls, okay? Why don't you just slow it down?
Okay. All right.
So the question of the week from lifetime ago: if Blizzard released Diablo 2 Resurrected Plus mode with new content, balancing, and even more QOL, what's your level of hype? And
Poggers,
the options were, oh my god, Poggers. Option 2, don't touch my game, D2. Option 3, meh, still too old for me. And 71% of the vote said, oh my god, Poggers.
That's what I'm talking about. See? Listen, Blizz.
Our people.
Listen. This represents everybody in the world. 72%.
But you know what's crazy? It's still like 7% of the vote. It's like, don't touch my game. Diablo 2. That Mr. Llama and his crew.
You're mocking 7% of the people right now listening.
Still crazy. Why would you vote that? And I think it's 21%.
They probably live in Colorado. It makes sense.
Yeah. Those people just have no concept. Just high all the time.
Right.
But 21% of people said, meh, still too old. So
Poggers for sure, man. Like, they hope,
And then the poll for this week, new meta podcast question of the week, is Diablo 2 resurrected everything you dreamed it would be? Option 1, it's a dream come true. Option 2, sucks. Option 3, meh.
Sucks or meh? Okay.
Meh is, ambivalence.
Yeah, meh's like, okay, I get it.
So we'll post this in chat if I can pick the right keyboard. Boom.
Nailed it.
But yeah, so let's talk before leading up to the launch of D2R. Some stuff happened.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So I don't know about you. I saw you tweet out, but they sent me this sick Herodric cube.
Herodric cube.
Herodric.
Man.
Wow. Look at that. Pretty sad. It's got like a ring inside of it. It's a SOJ and it like lights up.
Let's can you pull the ring out? Or no? Or does it light up when you open the box?
It lights up when I open the ring holder.
Oh,
check that out. That bling. Bling bling.
Focus.
Perfect stats.
That's gotta be worth
2 lightning damage.
That's gotta be a milli. Yeah. Are you gonna sell it?
It's real diamond.
New house? Yeah.
Everyone else, they got fake ones, but since I'm the face of Diablo, it's actually real.
Nice.
It's crazy.
It's pretty cool, man.
Leaked. Yeah, and then inside of it, they sent a whole bunch of stuff like Diablo 2 socks, Diablo 2 headset, and hot sauce, which I will say, holy crap. So I had the hot sauce. I love hot sauce. You know I love hot sauce.
Yeah.
And so it was late night. I was coming home and I got a slice of pizza at the gas station. I guess that's my thing. And so I'm eating the pizza and I get to the crust, which is where I always use the hot sauce. And I literally pour this Diablo 2 hot sauce on it because like I'm thinking this is American hot sauce, right? Like easy peasy. And I'm on the phone actually. And so I'm like talking on the phone and I like pour the hot sauce on it and I take a bite and I'm chewing it and I'm like, oh no. Like it was so hot. I mean like
how hot? Rate it to death nut.
Death nut. Oh yeah. It was like number 1 death nut hot.
Number one was some
still hot,
shit, dude.
Yeah, it was hot. I was like, oh my God, this is actually hot. And I was like so surprised. And it caught me off guard. And
number 1 gave me the tingles, man. Like, it was legit.
Number 1 started your seizure.
It did, man. It did, dude. So that's cool. I don't have it in here because it's huge. They sent me I have pictures of it. I don't know. I guess you could have pulled them up on Twitter real quick.
Yeah, true.
Why don't you do that for me? And then, but they sent, I didn't even know we were getting anything.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm just sitting there chilling and it's late at night, man. It's like 7 o'clock at night or 6 o'clock at night. And I get, my doorbell rings and I'm like, what the hell? And then I open the door and I see the UPS guy like walking back to his truck and there's this big ass box outside. So I opened the box up and you can see Fluff's got a picture pulled up right there on the floor. I had no idea what was inside. And it's cool, man. They painted the inside. That's the inside of the box they shipped it in. Has the Diablo 2 stuff on it. Yeah. It's got a framed poster of Diablo and then some, game keys and some other cool stuff on there. But it was really cool, man. It was a cool unexpected gift that they sent me. I actually like the frame poster a lot. I'm gonna end up hanging it in my room here somewhere. Sick. I don't know exactly where, but it's pretty dope. So
it's pretty dope.
Yeah, I like it.
Well, it's a nice surprise. I got home and there's a package on my porch from California, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
sick.
I saw it was from Blizz. I was like, oh snap! What is this?
Let's go. And it was funny because I was on the trip and I saw like some people tweeting out that they got like some stuff. I was like, ooh. Sick. That's really cool. And I got home. I was like, oh, wow.
I had no idea. I had been working. I didn't see Twitter. I hadn't seen anything. So it was pretty cool. Pretty cool surprise. So thanks, Blizz. Appreciate it, man.
But yeah. And then, the jump over system, maybe like not so great things. There's a meme, Evil's back, Error 37. Diablo 2 Resurrected launch didn't go that great.
It was buttery smooth. I don't know what you're talking about.
So if you guys are going to play launch weekend, they had issues where like you basically couldn't leave game and then ever return, or your character would just like get rolled back or even deleted.
Yes.
So that's
I heard horror stories about characters just gone. just poof. Pretty bad from what I understand. There was a lot of problems with making games, creating games, joining games, the lobbies. They didn't, I don't think the adoption of the new like the lobbies system is going over as well. As that's what I hear a lot of complaints about.
Yeah.
I can't join games, I can't get in games. The lobbies suck. Like I don't understand what's going on with that.
I've heard the same. Like channels aren't great, lobbies suck. And UI could use some more. I guess like when you're in an 8-player group too, that like the players override like the chat box or something weird, which wasn't an issue. Yeah.
Does anybody know, did they get their characters back? Were they ever able to roll back characters that poofed, or were they just gone?
I rolled back, so I started up exactly at like whatever it was, 10 a.m. our time, and I got to like Act 2, and I got rolled back to like the start of Act 1, and I never got that back, but I didn't get deleted. But I think Quinn made it all the way to Act 3 and got rolled all the way back to Act 1.
Yeah, I think something like that happened to Llama too, where he got rolled way back.
Which sucks because those guys were doing like a race.
They were racing,
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe this is on the schedule for later. I don't know, but do you remember many podcasts ago we talked about why there was gonna be no ladder at the start of the launch of the game?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember having that conversation? Yeah. Got to think that this played into it. Like they had to have known.
Yeah.
They had to have known
There'd be issues.
That the game was going to launch like this.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't see how you're like, you think launch day is going to happen and you don't have any issues. You think, okay, everything's going to go buttery smooth when all this shit happens. Like maybe I'm wrong for thinking that, but I got to think that they were like, man, we're not ready, but we got to put it out. We got to get the game out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was probably the right play on their part, because I can't imagine if there's actually like a ladder and like the first season ever, to like chase down rank 1 in Diablo 2R, to your character got rolled back and you just got effed. Like you're a Mr. Llama, someone that could actually like do it, and you just get effed.
You're rolled back. That would be that. Yeah, that's the worst, man. That would pretty much break the ladder for me. Like I'd be like, all right, well, I'm done. Like I can't believe.
Yeah, and so like the weekend didn't go great, but I mean, to be fair, the one thing that's kind of like the no of games is like character rollback or characters getting deleted. That's kind of like worst case scenario. I think. Yeah. I think people would prefer servers being down over like just their character getting deleted, but
character progression is probably the only thing you can't ever screw with.
Yeah.
If you lose items, you lose a character. That's man. That instantly, that happened in man. Well, Outriders. Outriders had a huge problem with character deletion and equipment loss in the beginning. And you and I played a little bit of Outriders when it launched. It was actually a fundamentally solid foundation to build a good game on. I really think that if they would have gave that game more time, more polish, it really could have been something super good. And I hope they do expansions. But the first couple of weeks of the game's life, they had this bug where you could log in and your character would be naked. Your gear just instantly disappeared. And it had something to do with their server, with their database in the back end, like with the game crashing or not being able to communicate in a state, and it wouldn't save your gear and it overwrite your gear with empty slots. And so it took them like 2 weeks to patch it. But in those 2 weeks, I personally had friends that lost all their gear and they were done, dude. Like we were grinding the game hard, like super crazy hard. As soon as their gear was done, boom, they were gone. They loved the game, but they're like, I'm not playing it, and they haven't played it since.
Yeah.
So it's just like, character progression you can't fuck with,
Right. I wonder if they ever fix that bug where like the gun was like just blow out your speakers.
Like I haven't played recently, but when I had quit playing, which was months later, it was still super crazy loud. And they eventually rolled characters back and got them their gear, but it wasn't their rolls. It was like they gave them god rolls and on the gear they lost. Like they couldn't track what rolls they had on it, from what I understand. But it took them months. It took them like, way too long. It wasn't like, oh shit, sorry, your character's gone. We'll get it back tomorrow or next week. It was like 4 or 5 weeks later. Like that's,
right.
That's too late, man. Like I had already max 3 characters and juiced them up. I was like, I'm gonna play until they delete my character, and then once my character's gone, I'm done. And luckily, it didn't hit me. But
Yeah. So, the launch week wasn't great. I will say that since, like Monday, it seems like everyone is kind of pogging out again. And the people that really wanted to play this are quite happy about it. Is what it was kind of I think my Discord server has like been more lively than maybe ever from people like talking about D2R and like trading and linking items and stuff like that. So like that's been cool to see. And like people are active on Twitter, like posting their SOJs and enigmas and all their crazy gears and stuff like that. I will say that like, personally, have you got to play it at all?
I logged in just to like boot it up, but no, I haven't logged like played through the axe or anything yet.
Gotcha. No. So for me, a huge disappointment was the fact that we still have the 2-click action stuff. So you have to queue up a skill and then cast it.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't going to change. Like yeah.
Which doesn't make sense to me because, like you just plug in a controller and it's a 1-click action.
Yeah. It's nothing changed in the control schemes that I've seen from beta. Like it looks like the last beta that we got to play, it feels the same to me. Yeah. Like controller versus keyboard and mouse. And I'm disappointed in that because I want to play keyboard and mouse, but controller feels smooth. Like they polished it so much. And I feel like they did console justice for console. Like I think they made the experience as good as you could possibly ever imagine it to be on a console. But I really was hoping that they would smooth up keyboard and mouse, put in force move. And the channels that we have to communicate feedback, like I literally begged in the channels in my feedback, like please put in force move and put in single click keybinds. And I was like, I don't care if you make it a toggle that I have to dig through 50 menus to turn on. Like make it off by default if you're worried about that original experience, but just put it in there. Put it in there for us, And I don't know if it was deaf ears or what, but I did beg for it. So
it does suck. And there's a way you can do it so that it becomes left click. But for people like me who have been so accustomed to like using spacebar and stuff like that, it's been pretty shit. But yeah, so I was really disappointed by no being force move because like what I have to do right now is I do it through like a third-party application, which is annoying because you bring up your inventory and you like if you click over here you accidentally pick stuff up because it's like you're binding spacebar to left click and like it just sucks and you can't type because it's like there's no space. It's like
yeah. It's the same. It's the same. It's the exact same scenario for me because I use W for force walk.
Yeah.
Because like, and I think I've gone through it. W is forward in most games. When D3 launched, I'm used to hitting W. I'll just use that. And so when I play any game now, like POE, I can bind W. Apex or not Apex, Lost Ark, I can bind W. So like any other game that I play, I can do it. And I go back to D2 and it's like, man, I have to, like my brain just is like W. It's been like, how long has it been? Since D3 came out, 9 years, whatever.
Yeah,
so it's ingrained in me.
The technology is obviously there because you just plug in a controller and you get 1-click action. So like, to me, it's just like, is that going to ruin anyone's Diablo 2 experience? Absolutely not. It's just quality of life.
They've already got key bindings in the game is the thing. It's like there's already key binding. Right. Like how hard is it to open that up? Just let us change the text file or the something file or whatever you're doing.
All that's going to happen is I'm going to make a macro that basically does the 2-click action for me, which is stupid. And I hate macros. I absolutely hate macros.
Yeah, I do too, man.
So
I do too. I agree. I think that's the biggest quality of life feature that they could put in the game right now. That's not there. Is for me at least. That would be huge. But until I don't know, man. Until then, it does suck. For your casual play though, everybody who hasn't tried it, I'm telling you, just grab a fucking PlayStation, Xbox controller, plug it in, and play a little bit. Are you gonna do like PvP with it? No. Like you're not gonna go PvP with a controller probably. But if you're casually doing grinds where you're just kind of like zoning out or whatever, like just try it.
I think it would be really, really difficult for anyone that has played this game a lot to go to a controller. I tried plugging one, I couldn't do it, man. Just can't play D2 on a controller. Just can't do it. Like doesn't make sense.
It's like that for D3 too, though. Like so, like I have 6,000 hours in D3, right, on PC, and then I picked it up on Switch just to play through it and do it. And the first, like the leveling experience was like my brain had to get used to that interface. But eventually it just kind of clicks, and then you stop thinking about it and it just becomes natural, and then it's not as bad. It actually works. Like, is it as good as keyboard and mouse? Absolutely not. You know what I mean? But is it playable? Sure. And it's and I don't know, man. So yes. I'm with you though. It's definitely something you have to get used to, but
right. Also, one thing that I've noticed, and this is kind of a weird phenomenon for me, and I kind of experienced this in the beta, but like because the game feels so familiar, I don't really even see the graphics because it plays exactly like it used to. So like, I don't even notice that the graphics are good sometimes. And I'm like, why am I playing this old ass game in my head?
Yes.
It's kind of weird.
That's how I feel too. And like, don't get me wrong, the graphics do look good, but they still have a dated feel to it. And you could be right. It could be not really the graphics that are dated, but it could be just everything else that it's overlaying that just has, it just has that feel. And if you guys are listening to the podcast, Fluff's got D2R up, showcasing with the zoomed in. Yeah, I don't know. Let me ask you this. Are you happy with the UI at the bottom right there? Do you think that looks modern enough? Do you think they did justice to it?
I think it looks clunky, but it serves its purpose. Like if I have to choose between like a better UI and like more QL, I pick the QL. But yeah, it feels blocky. Yeah. It feels dated.
Yeah, it looks dated already. Yeah. And it's like, but they did that on purpose though. Like they clearly did that to like, oh, we want it to look like it's D2. It's like, well, you're updating the game. The old one's still there if you want the old stuff. Like make it look cool. Make it look brand new.
Yeah. And also, I will say, like, I've been tuning into people that are like, blasting the game, right? Like you've got the llamas, you've got the people that play this game excessively, and to see, the end game farming, like, Pandemonium Fortress and Uber runs and stuff like that, and just that constant like port here and then Enigma, like just teleport, and then you get to the boss, you kill him in like 5 seconds, and then you leave and remake game. Like it's just like, whew, like that's what I have to look forward to again. It's like it's not a big motivation factor to like get to the end game because you're just basically replaying moments of the campaign. There's not like some new thing to do. So,
but we knew that was going to be the case from the beginning. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think you and I have that same mindset of this isn't made for me. This is going to be for those guys that want to play old D2. That end game to me is not fun. Like that's not something that I'm interested in. I am interested to play through the campaign again and enjoy that for what it is. And maybe grind a character a little bit, but to sit there and farm it, like I don't know, man. There's the style of it doesn't seem appealing to me. But
I'm gonna do this one character, but
when I get there,
we'll have to see what they do with future seasons because I couldn't see unless they change stuff. I couldn't see even if there's like a ladder tomorrow. I couldn't see myself getting any hype for that. But we'll see.
Yeah. I said I'm still super happy for. I knew from the get-go when they announced this game it wasn't for me. This isn't a game that's like, yo, this is my game. This is everything I've always wanted. Like TBC is like WoW TBC and WoW Classic were my jam. So I'm kind of one of the purists on that. Even though I'm not, I'm like I want them to add shit. But this is for all those old heads, man, and I'm happy that they have it. But
yeah,
we'll see.
But yeah, so on that subject of like, okay, well, I don't see myself really returning to the game and revisiting the game unless new stuff happens. There's an article out from GameSpot that says Diablo 2 Resurrected devs say they have plenty of ideas for new content. So Vicarious Visions have come out and said that we wanted to build a really strong foundation before we started talking about the third and fourth floors of the building. If we misstepped on what the core game was, anything else we were doing would be kind of meaningless. But right now we're waiting to make sure we get the core game right. We'll have to see once that game goes live and what we do about rumors, new items, rebalancing, things like that. So it sounds like, there is promise for the future of D2. The dream.
You think they're actually going to release brand new content for D2?
Well, here's the thing. Like we had this discussion earlier. It's like someone's like, well, they can't do like a new act because it'll change the story. I don't see them adding any new acts. Like that would be ridiculous. But they could absolutely do balance. They could add new rumors. They could add new items. They could do like new in-game content.
Do you think they do that in a separate mode?
Yeah, I do think that they should, like we said, like Diablo 2 Plus, right? Like,
yeah,
keep all the, the hardcore like fanboys happy and just like leave that separate, and then get people that are like, oh, well, we really like this game, but like, Poison Daggers always sucked, or like Raven's the worthless, stuff like that, like just to see balance. So.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's got to be. They could even take inspiration from all the mods that are out there. Aren't there mods that just do rebalancing all over? There's a bunch of them, right? So they could even. I mean, some of the mods and community driven things have got to be huge, references to be like, oh, this is really cool. I like what they did here, or then I don't like that direction.
Yeah, I think that one thing they have to be really careful with is I don't think they should probably nerf anything at all. They should only like buff stuff that sucks, because I think if someone was like,
but they can't get into this balanced shit that Diablo 3 fell in. They can't get into that loop of buff and then now buff again, and then now buff again, and then now buff again, and then now the things that were once OP are the weakest. So then we're repeating the cycle, and then those get, so can't have this stair step.
Right.
There needs to be a shit ton of thought put into the balancing, and then game breaking bugs and glitches that the community finds need to be addressed to pull something back in line without breaking it.
Totally. So like the stuff that's already overperforming should just like always stay the same, and that should be like the basis of comparison, right? Yeah. And then just the stuff that's just like completely worthless should just be like trickled up, like just in little increments. And if it still sucks, do a little bit next, and the next season. If it still sucks, go a little bit more. Don't go too much, and then basically everyone's going to play this new build.
Don't do anything if you can't react fast.
Right.
Like if you can fix shit and then the community finds a break, if you can't react on that in a week, if it takes you 6 months to fix what the community finds broken, then don't. Like,
I mean, when we talk about break, because if something's overpowered, then like you can't really change it.
If something's overpowered, that's fine. But like, let's say, let me think of an example from D3 that we had. Let's go with, what was the necro that was popping Rift Guardians with the glitchy bone ringer offhand.
Yeah, that was the pet. Yeah, the Thorns pet necro. Yeah,
the Thorns pet thing. So let's say that they figure out some kind of glitch like that, right? Like there's some kind of game breaking item that has an interaction that wasn't intended, and instead of being like, oh, this is kind of broken for this ladder, we're gonna leave it in, like no, like act on it, fix it, get it corrected the way that it's intended to be played.
Yeah.
Don't leave that shit in for 6 to 8 months, and then everybody's running that crap build because it's got a broken item.
Yeah.
So
I would love to see, like, if worst case scenario, they're incredibly lazy, like add rifts. But I would love to see, like, obviously something closer to like a mapping system from like Path of Exile or something, just like a bit more big brain than just rifts.
The facts of rifts make me want to throw up though.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I've done so many rifts, man.
But it's like, it's still like replayable content.
It's a great system. Yeah. It is a great system.
You have to leave and remake game every 2 seconds unless you're pushing leaderboard.
Mm-hmm.
And then it feels very much like D2.
Yeah.
Leave remake. Yeah. Oh, not the one. Leave remake.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm hopeful for like, we'll have to see, I think we'll know probably the first season, I would guess we'll probably know, or unless they're just like, oh, we want to make sure that like we get the ranking system right. So maybe we won't know until like season 2 if we're going to get stuff.
What if they do something really weak, like double EXP, double.
Oh my God.
What do they do? Like,
what if they double goblins? Wait, they can't.
They double cow riffs, like, cow riff drops.
Double cows.
Yeah, something.
Woo!
You know what I mean? Like, it's hard. What if they put rings? Like, they took the rings from, XP rings and power buff.
What if they had COE to Diablo 2?
What if they did Season of Unlimited Stamina? Fuck yeah, let's go. I don't know, man. They could put an option for that too, honestly.
I found this article by PC Gamer, and I found this to be like pretty interesting because this guy kind of like shits on D2. And he says, the title of the article is, quote, "Resurrected just makes me want to run back to Diablo 3.
Really? You didn't play that much Diablo 3, bud. Not that I'm saying. Listen, Diablo 3 is great. Maybe I've just played too much. You know what I mean? This could be a thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is an interesting assessment because he's basically saying like, it was brilliant in 2000, now it just feels clunky. And he even goes into like some of the complaints that we're talking about, like, the queuing up a skill first and like how movement feels weird and you're like always running into stuff and like your camera, like you get lost behind objects, which
it is hard to see doors and walls sometimes.
Yeah. You lose your character and you lose mobs sometimes when they're like behind a wall like that. That's pretty crazy. I kind of forgotten all about that too.
Yeah, that drives me nutty, to be honest with you. I'm like, I can't see shit. What's going on?
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, like he obviously was flamed on the internet for making this article, but I just thought it was interesting. I don't know that Diablo 2 makes me want to run back to Diablo 3, but it certainly makes me appreciate, where we've come.
It's a huge leap. Diablo. Like if you think about the progression from D2 to D3, it is pretty significant. I feel, even though the art style for D3 wasn't, people don't love it.
Yeah.
Like compare the two games, man. Like it's pretty insane, like how far they came from.
Right.
Even to POE. I mean, I don't know. I think honestly, if you compare D3 to POE now, I honestly think POE looks better. But PoE's movement animations don't look as fluid. I think if PoE could clean up, they're like the character still runs like he's got to stick up his butt, and like he just his animations don't, like the leap doesn't. It just feels, maybe it's the way it feels. I don't know. But if you freeze frame on D2 and or PoE and D3, I would bet that PoE looks better. Honestly,
right? Would
you agree?
I think PoE looks better. Yeah. I mean, it's been that way for at least a few years for me. I mean, but it's cool to see, like, so we have Diablo 2 Resurrected. I do think this looks better than D3 in my opinion. Because it's just darker and it feels more gritty, like Diablo is supposed to be. But then it's like I think about, now I remember like with D4, like, oh my god, like those graphics. Like I'm excited for that. And
I can't lie. I do think D2 looks pretty, and I feel bad not saying like it's absolutely amazing, but it's not what I hoped. My expectations were higher, if I'm being honest. If I'm being completely honest, I after playing D4, I was kind of expecting D2 to look like D4, and maybe that's super unrealistic on my part,
right.
I guess, but I'm like, if you're going to spend all this money remastering the game and if you're going to make it look pretty, like, okay, well, this is I've seen what you can do. You know what I mean? Like, let's do it. So, but not that it looks bad. I don't want people to think like, oh man, P, you're dumb. It looks fucking good. Like, no, it does look good, but D4 looked fucking good. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that was like, oh shit, this looks good. Like this is D2 is like, all right, yeah, looks good.
Yeah. But he goes on to say like Diablo 3 like handles builds better, and so, I don't know. So I don't know that he's a hardcore ARPG gamer, but I did think it was interesting that they felt this article was good enough to publish. So, yeah, people freaked out about this.
Is there downvotes on there?
Oh yeah. And then outside of the Diablo gaming, was there anything else you want to talk about in the Diablo 2 universe?
I don't think so. How long do you think we're going to have to wait for the first ladder?
I think 3 months.
You think? You think they're going to be ready in 3 months?
I think so. It's like end of September. I think at the beginning of next year, we'll see like season 1.
How long do you think before the hype goes away?
Honestly, it's already fading a bit.
I see that already.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, how long till do you think it's gonna go back to like pre D2R levels?
No, I don't think it'll go back to those levels. I think it'll be more than Diablo 3 directory. I think for the rest of its lifetime.
I think D2R was beating D3 anyways, right?
Was it? Only if Llama was streaming.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. No, I don't have much else. I think that the game's popping right now. I'm curious to see what they can do to keep people playing.
Yeah.
So.
Right. And then you put on the schedule forever ago is Lost Ark's got some microtransactions coming out.
Oh, we didn't talk about this?
No.
Oh shit. You sure?
Yeah.
No, we did. Okay.
No.
Maybe not. Maybe I talked about it to myself when I was watching the video. Yeah, this is look at these Cosmetics, man. What do you think about
I
these?
think,
if you guys are listening, you can't see, but we have
So like, if you guys can't see, they're like cybernetic, like Halo almost looking armor.
Yeah, they look really cool in my opinion, but they don't look like they fit.
I think they do fit in Lost Ark because there's that whole like steampunk town.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's outside of the realm of like, oh, it doesn't fit in the game. If this was Diablo,
Like look at
be
that
like, that's
gunslinger
ridiculous.
chick on the left. Like that's like Tron. Like those are Tron bikes, straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
they look cool. But like, so say you're in that starting zone chilling, right? You're in the starting island or whatever it was called, and you're running around, and then you see this Tron bike just fly by.
What?
Like you'd be like, yo, what is that? So I don't know, man. I'm super excited for Lost Ark to hit, dude. I wish this game would come out already. But
delayed. Sad.
I don't know, man. My opinion in the last couple of years has changed on the micros. I think if you have a really good core free-to-play game and you sell, like, I wish that they would come out at NA and just do this, just sell skins, like sell the Tron bike, sell the costumes, and let the content just be there, kind of like POE does. And I think this game would slay. I'm just still super scared about the pay to advance systems they have. So.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that plays out for NA, but yeah, I'm on board with stuff like this. Like you said, like anytime you do armor effects, I love skill effects. Skill effects is still my favorite, I think, microtransaction like ever in any game. I think making your skills look different for a small cost is like brilliant. So yeah,
I think like glowy wings, glowy helmets and shoulders and cloaks and things like, the more flair, the better. Mounts, like I'm a sucker for mounts, man. Like the cool Tron bikes, or they give me a big ass dragon I can ride around. Like I'm down.
I like motorcycles. I never thought of like having a motorcycle in an isometric RPG. So,
well, you know what? Like the galloping on the horse kind of looks a little off, anyways, in Lost Ark for some reason.
Not wrong.
And the bike may not look bad because it might fit. It might fit pretty nice.
Maybe. Looks good.
Yep. And then there's another new isometric ARPG you have on the thing.
Yeah. So I saw this pop up a couple weeks ago. It's called V Rising, and it's like a vampire based isometric ARPG. Looks pretty good on the surface, like graphically, it looks okay. It's more about like building your tower and your castle and all that stuff. There's all that elements to it, but
it looks good graphically. Looks cool. Look, the horse animations look good. What the hell? I'll start. Get on board.
But yeah, it looks interesting for sure. I think that this is something we should keep an eye on, and we will.
Yeah, I agree. That looks pretty good, actually. Like the skills look fluid.
Whirlwind,
nice.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, every ARPG has a whirlwind.
I think that part's interesting. There's vertical, like he's jumping off the cliff to go down
to change levels. Yeah.
I wonder if that's a thing.
They listen to the podcast. Yeah. They have to.
Verticality. And the boss fight looks pretty good. Yeah, man. We'll have to see.
I'm interested. It can't be worse than Magic Legends.
Right. Nothing could be.
The game that never made it out of beta. Fuck, dude.
It is a little on the cartoonian, like a D3 feel, but not in like a over the top way.
It's vampire-ish though. Like that's you're playing man, what was the Kate Beckinsale series? Underworld. You're playing Underworld.
There you go. Yeah. So there's that. Keep an eye on that, and we will. I'll keep you guys updated. Make sure you support and watch the podcast.
What about that little indie game? Did they talk about anything lately?
That little indie game I think it's called Path of Exile.
Yeah, that one. That's the one. It's
yes.
Like couple devs making some stuff.
So we got a little sneak peek, little trailer, and this guy puts on like I don't even know, like some kind of shield emblem. There's a new inventory slot next to your gloves and Path of Exile, and he puts it in there.
What is that thing?
And then it like starts to glow, and it looks like there's blood coming out of it. And then he like clicks it again, and then the screen goes black. And it's called Path of Exile Scourge. Live reveal noon October 14th and play for free October 27th.
Huge. So does that mean a new Diablo season October
22nd?
Yeah, you heard it here, guys. Diablo
New Diablo season 20.
season 24 is going to be October 22nd.
If they line up again, I swear to God, please don't. But yeah, Scourge. I mean, that sounds good. Yeah, it makes me think of Blight. It gives me the Blight feels. I don't know why, because Scourge and Blight, same maybe. Mm-hmm. But like just the whole idea.
What if it's consumed on use? What if you put it in there and it drains the blood out?
It seems awfully large to be consumed on use. It makes me think it's like he puts it in, and then there's like blood, but it makes me think like, oh, it's gonna like fill up. Like, is it like a new Val skill or like an ultimate ability?
And it fills up. Okay.
I don't know, but I think some of the PoE guys know already.
Ult could be cool if they gave you an ult. It's an ult button.
I was in Quinn's stream earlier, and he's like, "Oh, big things are coming," kind of thing. Like it seemed like he kind of knew. Right, so that's kind of.
I'm sure they do. They do testing with the dudes, you know.
Maybe, and there's just a new currency item here too. It's like a orb refusing, but it's all like fiery. So I don't know if that was noticed or not, but interesting.
Huh?
Could be sexy, but yeah. Again, the date's the 14th. So how far is that? That's like less than
2
a
weeks.
month.
Exactly.
Until it starts. Yeah. The league is
1 day. Tomorrow's the 1st. So literally 2 weeks.
2 weeks. I love those. Again, that's like my favorite time of the quarter.
Are we going to do a pod that night to talk about the reveal trailer? Or are you going to be trying to read through notes the whole night? What are we doing, dude?
Well, there's no notes the night of the trailer. It's just the trailer.
Yeah, the 14th. There won't be.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Well, they're going to do the reveal. Yeah. So the reveal's just the vids. And are they going to do the whole hour special and do the Twitch drops and stuff like they normally do? That's something to be interested. If you guys want Lost Ark stuff, keep a peek to see if they do Twitch drops for that reveal.
Path of Exile stuff? Yeah, they're going to give away Lost Ark Cosmetics inside of a Path of Exile stream.
Yeah, Path of Exile is giving away Lost Ark stuff. Yeah, my bad. I meant PoE. You know what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I look forward immensely to those streams because they're like my favorite. Some things I forgot to mention. Okay, so today is 9/30/2021, right?
Right. Okay.
That's the end of quarter 3.
Yeah.
So today we should have had a Diablo 4 quarterly update.
Yeah, but we didn't.
But we didn't.
I
have on good authority that next week we're going to get something. But I've heard it's not as meaty as we're probably looking for.
But we didn't. What did we get last time?
Art stuff.
Is art stuff very meaty?
Yeah, I think it's going to be audio related. Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, Pez tweeted out it's audio related.
Oh my god.
Okay. I didn't know if I was like.
No, seriously. Last time wasn't meaty either, though, right?
No, it wasn't.
I'm trying to remember what we even got last time. Like that's how bad. Like I don't even remember what it was.
Right. But I also heard that like the one at the start of next year is going to be like the biggest one we've ever seen.
Yeah, 6 months from now we're going to get a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Cool. I mean, yeah, man. Like it's
it's hard to stay, meat.
It's hard to stay hyped.
Yeah.
It's hard to stay hyped for it, man. Like 2019, they dropped the trailer. Like that's when they revealed it to us. I jokingly was like, yeah, it'll be 2023 before we get it, which was literally 4 years away. It's like we're gonna be at that spot. It's literally gonna be 4 years away. I don't see it coming out in 22.
Yeah. No way.
So that means it's going to drop in a year. There's no way it's dropping in a year.
Right.
So we're literally looking at 23. So I'm not hype at the moment, but if they drop a meaty blog post or something, I'm sure I'll get super.
Yeah, hyped. I'm still excited to read it. I always read them, and they're always interesting. But obviously, we want meat and gameplay decisions.
BlizzCon was cool when they showed the PvP stuff and the ideas they stole from Division. Like that was really cool. Like I was like, that's good. I like where you're going with this, but I hope we get some juice like that someday soon.
Yeah. And we also, kind of heard through the grapevine, there's some things happening in maybe the Diablo Immortal universe soon.
Yeah. Yeah, there could be some soon, some
Could be some
soonish.
soon stuff.
I don't know what we can
No.
say, but
But yeah, stuff.
I really don't.
Stuff.
Yeah, stuff. Cool.
Things.
New
Stuff and things
Stuff and
are
things.
happening in the Immortal sector of Blizzard. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah. My boy Wyatt hooked some stuff up.
Yeah.
Can't wait to talk about it.
Can't wait to
Just
never say anything.
Yeah. Just for me.
Wow, just for you?
He did some stuff just for me.
Wow.
I'll talk about it someday.
Okay. And then lastly, not ARPG related whatsoever, but you know, they've been doing the flights of the Halo Infinite. I know you got to play the last one, right?
Can't talk about it.
Well, what?
Yeah.
I mean, everyone got to play last weekend.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it was a flight last weekend.
Yeah, it was super. Yeah, I don't know. I know that it was NDA'd for me for sure.
Okay.
So
interesting.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, so I've played the game though. I'll say that.
Okay.
And it was. Yeah, what did you play? Did you get to play?
No, I'm like upset too because like I'm gonna be able to play for the first time tomorrow, but it's big team battle this weekend, which is like I hate big team battle.
Yeah,
it was like arena last weekend, and this weekend's big team battle. Really disappointed.
Yeah, it was. I don't know, man. It felt like a shooter, you know, like it didn't. So I don't have a ton of Halo background like you do, so I don't know if I'm gonna be like, yo, this felt so Halo.
Leaked that I was a Halo pro once upon a time.
Oh, you did? Nobody knew that?
No, we knew that.
Oh crap. Well, yeah. If you guys didn't know, Fluff used to be a Halo pro.
Drink.
And it felt, you know, it was a shooter, but I don't think that it stood out that much more than any other shooter that I've played. It wasn't like, yo, I got to play more of this. It didn't feel more polished than Apex. It didn't. I don't know, but we were stuck in one map, and we only had a couple game modes to choose from, and so it had some things like, you know, it had your big melee weapon, which is, you know, I guess that's Halo, you know, ish feeling in some of the guns and things, but all in all, I didn't leave the tests that I got, the times that I've played Halo, I didn't get to leave and think like, damn, this is gonna be so good. I'm thinking like, okay, they got a shooter game, you know, like what's gonna be its thing? I guess that's the thing. What's gonna make it stand out and make people want to play it? And I don't know if it's got that thing yet, other than the name. You know what I mean? Other than like, yo, let's play Halo because it's Halo.
Sure.
You know? So it's kind of, I was hoping that you would have got to play it so you could be like, yeah, this feels so Halo, and all the old Halo vets are going to be like, yo, this feels so much Halo, I love it. Or if you're just going to be like me and be like, yeah, it just kind of feels like a shooter, you know? TTK was very slow in the game.
Good.
Is that a typical Halo experience?
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, like,
it's not like
TTK
is COD bullshit.
Yeah. No, time to kill is super slow in this game. I felt like
good.
Unless melee seemed really strong too.
Yeah, I guess there's like a bug in the last beta or the last flight that you could double melee, like from Halo 1.
I mean, I would run close, shoot a couple shots in melee, and they were dead every time. It was like put it melee dead. So, yeah, man, we'll see. Like, we'll see how they keep going. I know that they still got some time before it drops. Still a couple months to polish things, and there's a lot of game modes I haven't played. And but to me, I don't know what's going to be that standout thing. Like their guns are Halo, they're different, you know. But like Apex has different guns, and Destiny has different guns, and all these shooters have their own versions of guns, right? It's not like you're reinventing the wheel with the weapons they have.
Yeah.
So that's not compelling. Like guns aren't compelling enough to make you want to play the shooter. It's got to be something else. And it's pretty boots on the ground. There's no flying around. There's no rocket pack jumping. It's like you can climb and you can
there's like grapples
ledges. And there's a grapple hook you can pick up. And when I got the grapple hook, it was fun as hell. But you got 3 charges. You know what I mean?
That's lame.
So you find the grapple hook and you're like dope, and then you shoot it 3 or 4 times and you're done. Then like you're out of charges and you got to find another one. All right. So when I got it, it was really cool to like grapple behind the enemy and they didn't even know and kill them.
It's so painful watching anyone else play Halo. It's like there's a dude there. But yeah, I think that, to me, honestly, like, again, I haven't got to put my hands on it yet, but it feels a lot like Halo 4, which is kind of weird. Like, no Halo 4 without like armor abilities and stuff, which is kind of strange. But I did really, really love the feel of Halo 5, but most people didn't.
Yeah, see like how long it took him to kill that dude right there. Like he put a full clip in him and still had to melee him. So.
Yeah. I wonder if there's like a focus, and I don't know if this guy's just bad. I think he is, but like, I think precision weapons have always been the play in Halo, so hopefully that doesn't change, and you're not running around with an AR because it's just like outplays. But
they had a big rocket launcher that would one-shot peeps. It was pretty fun. So, but it had a super crazy long spawn timer. So like the weapons just spawn on these like nodes, and you pick them up off the nodes and stuff. I think that's pretty Halo-ish.
Yep.
So yeah, it's cool. Like I said, we'll see how it plays out. I still am looking for that defining, like, oh, this is why I'm going to play this game moment. Right. I haven't had that yet. I haven't had that moment. Like every time I'm playing, I'm like, this is cool, but it's not better than Apex. That's what I think in my head. I'm like, I could go play Apex Arena or Apex VR, and I'd probably have more fun. So they need, because Apex has the unique hero abilities. It's like I'm going to play because I want to play a hero. I have this special thing, and Halo just feels like guns. So they need some Halo thing, and maybe that'll be the vehicles. Maybe it'll be, I don't know, But.
Yeah, I definitely don't see anything. Like feel like this Halo is very, very safe from what I can tell. I don't see anything that's going to make this like, ooh, this is what's going to bring back Halo into like the limelight of FPS. Unless it's just like people are just really fucking tired of COD, which is also a possibility. Like. Because people are pretty tired of COD.
Yeah, but that'll only last for like 6 months until the next COD comes out.
Yeah, and then we have to wait 18 years between every Halo.
And then it's like, are they really spending their whole budget? If they're not putting all their eggs in the multiplayer basket, which I think is a mistake, then they're going to put them all in the campaign, and that's good for what, 30 hours, 20 hours, 15 hours, and then people are gone. So yeah, I'm a little nervous about Halo, and I don't know. This, like I said, this didn't have that magic to make me want to play more. Like I had access to play a lot more than I did, and I played other things because it didn't have that thing that made me come back to it. Right, so sucks. But like I said, there's a while for it drops, so maybe we'll find that magic. I hope we do.
Right.
And maybe just playing with buds would be more, because I didn't have anybody to play with either. I was playing with randos. So maybe if it was one of those things where like you were in and I was in, I was like, yo, Fluff, let's go play. And then we were owning some noobs and it was really fun, then cool. Yeah. Maybe that's the magic we need. So
right on.
So there's a video I threw in there.
Oh, you did?
And this, check out that video link. Do the top one, the Twitch one. What? In the filler section, there's Twitch ads. Yeah, pull that up. And then watch this video and tell me what you think.
Should I play sound?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hang on.
This is like a paid boost experiment. So why paid, right? Why wouldn't this just stay free forever?
Yeah, definitely. So what we're doing with Boost is giving viewers the ability to buy super high visibility promotions for their favorite creators. And these types of placements come with a cost. We think this is a great way to show support. Further, we've heard directly from creators that it's hard to get their names out there. It's hard to try and utilize different forms of social media to grow their channels. And our hope is that a more direct way for a viewer to help a creator do that. And this is just an experiment, so it's going to change. It's no secret that viewers are here to support their creators, and we think that paying to help a creator grow their community will be worthwhile for their supporters.
Wait, what? So like you can boost like how high you are in the directory?
You can boost exposure for a streamer. So your viewers can pay money, real money to Twitch to boost your exposure, like getting you front page, getting you recommends, getting you, I would assume, bumped up the directory. You know, like, Jesus, man. Like,
weird.
Holy crap. This is Twitch literally just took view botting and they're like, we're just gonna make it to where we get the money for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. True.
It's like yo, view botting. We ban people for view botting, and then they thought about it, and they're like, wait a minute, if we just let them pay us, then we'll just do it for them, and we get all the money. You know what I mean?
Wow.
It's absolutely insane, and God, Twitch is so fucking scummy. Like it really makes me lose my mind a little bit that they would even do this. It's like, hey, our platform has really horrible discovery. I got an idea. Why don't we just ignore that aspect and then put in paid discovery? Oh, and by the way, viewers, you can pay for that too. Oh, and we're going to give you some ads before you do it, though. Hold on.
It sucks too because it's like you're paying that money to Twitch. You're not paying that money to the stream. You're not supporting, like, you're supporting the streamer by boosting them, but like they're not. Yeah,
they don't get it.
It's weird.
No,
it's hella
just
weird.
bad. It's super scummy, man.
Yeah.
It's just like it's greedy AF. Yeah, I just I saw that and I
would hate the new format to be like, okay, guys, hey, pay to boost me, but like now I literally make zero money, like, which I already do, but like make zero money from Twitch at all.
It's like somebody's like, hey, P, I just spent $500 so you could be top of the directory all night, and I'm like, thanks, man. But like, I don't get the $500. It's like, okay, cool. So I made 15 cents off of ad revenue for being at top of the directory, because literally Twitch's ad revenue is a joke. And then like the streamer still gets F'd here, maybe, probably. And Twitch is like raking in the dough. Like it's just shameful. I don't know. Twitch is gonna die. It's just a matter of time. Like if they continue these scumbag practices, YouTube eventually will stop fucking around and make a good streaming service, and they're going to kill Twitch. Like Twitch is dropping the ball so hard right now with their greedy practices.
Yeah, this is.
But
terrible.
it's whatever. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't the only one that was like, like I honestly did research to see if this was real. I was like, this can't be real. Like this isn't a real thing. But I looked it up, and like sure enough, that was literally a Twitch employee that's made those comments. So
wow, great. Well, make sure you guys boost us on podcast nights. I don't know.
Yeah, boost us so Twitch can get more money, and
and then
maybe
basically just double that payment and just give us like this equal amount that you gave Twitch.
Right.
So basically double your donations, but like we only get half of it. Smile.
A quarter, actually, right?
Oh, great. Yeah, true. Yeah. They already get half of what the half. Yeah,
so we
got
to split. Yeah. That's
true.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's it. And Blizzard settled for 18 mil. That's the other filler one I saw. I don't know if you saw that too, but
and now they're getting the feds are coming after him and stuff. Like before, California was coming after him, and now like the SEC's coming after him.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they lied to the investors about like all these lawsuits that were happening, and like they knew that was going to affect the stock, and so like that's fucking illegal as shit. So
damn.
Yeah.
Yo, not good.
I mean, it's gonna have to pay a big fine. Like this is the crazy thing, and all these big corporations, they literally have a budget for committing fraud every year. So like they plan for that, and it's like part of like the millions and millions they spend. Is just to get like
like the thing is they settled for 18 million for the sexual harassment thing.
Yeah.
But what happens is like the lawyers that sued them are going to pocket a bunch of money, and then they're going to take some of that and like stick it in an account, and then the people who were like sexually harassed will have to like hear about it, file for a compensation, and then get like a small portion of the 18 million.
Right.
And then I guess eventually when the time period lapses, then what? The rest of the 18 million goes to who? Like, did the lawyers write it up to where they get to pocket the rest too? Like, I don't even know. But like basically the people that actually deserve the money who got discriminated against will get a very small portion, if any of it. It's like, it's such a BS system. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So in the first place, but that's it on that. You want to hit some fluff hates? PChild loves.
Fluff hates. I think it's something from my travels the past couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You have any PChild loves ready to go?
Yeah, man.
Okay, fire.
I'm trying. So, are you caught up on Challenge?
I haven't seen today's or yesterday's.
I didn't see last week's or this week's yet.
Okay.
So I've been having a good time. That's been my new
Guilty pleasure.
kind of my new guilty pleasures challenge. I'm getting hooked into it, man. This is a show that is relatively new. Like I've watched bits and pieces here and there, but the last couple seasons I'm really getting into it. And if you guys are challenge fans, man, Fessy is super messy, dude. That's all I'm gonna say. He's super messy, but it makes for good TV. So that's been fun. And then aside from that, I don't know, man. I'm trying to think of other. I had something earlier before the pod. I should have wrote it down because I'm like, oh yeah, this is what I'm gonna say, but I can't think of it right now. So if it hits me during the questions, I'll loop back to it.
Martin. Gosh. Okay, so I have several. Okay, so like one. Okay, so you know flight etiquette?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I mean, I know how not to be a jerk on a plane. I don't.
So if you have the middle seat, you get free reign of the armrest because you're in the middle seat. So like you get to like put your arm where you want, and then the people on the sides will have their own armrest, and they can lean either way. But the guy in the middle, he gets like, dips.
I would never be in the middle. I would never buy a seat in the middle, but okay.
But yeah, I was on a flight recently going to Colorado where I was in the middle. And I mean, it's a $19 flight. So like at the end of the day, I didn't care that much. But the
strangers are friends with you.
Strangers. Yeah.
Oh, man. You got the vid.
The guy next to me, the big guy taking the armrest, the whole armrest.
Like, bro, can I get some of that armrest? That's the problem with like people that are my size, like we don't fit in plane seats that well. And I'm not a big guy. Like I'm not huge.
I mean, used to be. Sorry.
I don't even mean like heavy. I just mean like physical. Like I'm 6 foot, and that's not a giant by any means.
Sure.
But like my knees damn near touch the seats in front of me, and I'm just like, what are they doing on these planes, man? Like you can't, if you're over 6 foot, like you better go first class, or I don't know how you fit.
Yeah, it's nutty.
I feel like they're made for 5'3" women that are like this wide because my shoulders are broader than the seat that you sit in. You know? So.
Yeah, dude. I don't know.
But with that, we'll get into some Twitter questions.
Do it.
Dirty Nap says, the lobbies in D2R seem really, really, really broken and unfunctional. Do you think Blizzard rushed the product? How could they have not known they weren't working?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that, social maybe handled a little differently than like the remaster, right? Because I think the social aspect of D2 is probably more of like a BattleNet type situation than it is D2R, I guess. So maybe there's some like miscommunication there, or something wasn't ready to go.
Battle.net team was like a huge culprit in this whole thing too. Like this whole lawsuit thing, I think a lot of it stemmed from the Battle.net team. Or at least the stuff I've read have been like crapping all over the Battle.net team. So I wonder if this stuff kind of started to hit towards the end of the polish phase for D2R. Even though it was Vicarious Visions, I wonder if some of this lobby stuff and some of these other things affected the polish that D2R was getting, and it didn't get as smooth as it hopefully would have. But yeah, I've heard the same though, man. I've heard the lobbies were bad and unfunctional. Do I think they rushed it? I don't know. I think it would have. I think the schedule is based on release windows. I really do. I feel like they launched TBC raids like 2 weeks before D2R, and I think that they do that on purpose to like always keep something coming in the pipe in their games to keep the money coming, right? So the phase 2 of TBC hits, D2R hits. What's next down the pipe? What else do they have? Maybe another season of Diablo 3 if they consider that high enough revenue. They probably have a Hearthstone expansion that's going to hit at some point soon. They probably have some kind of Overwatch thing that's going to happen. And then maybe a retail WoW thing. So that I think there's a cadence to Blizzard's products in general. And I would imagine that this was the empty time slot they got assigned like a year ago or 2 years ago or whatever. And they're like, yo, you got to hit this window. And so did they rush it? Probably. But I don't think there was a choice, really. They probably had to get it out in that window. So I'm totally guessing. Could be wrong. But
yeah, maybe.
Having a laugh says, if the pandemic suddenly went away and we were back 100% pre-pandemic, what would you miss the most? Would you miss the most about the pandemic?
Being in the pandemic?
Yeah, what would you miss about, like, what's changed, I guess, that you like? Has there been any positive?
I mean, I guess
I like working
yeah,
from
some
home.
people will be working from home, but like that was always an
Yeah.
option for me as a software engineer, you know, like I think that for the industry, it's been a good thing because now that's kind of like the standard of like for software engineering is like, yeah, if you don't do like 100% remote or that's not an option for a job, then you're just like outdated and no one wants to work for your company. So I think that that's like the best thing that's come out of it. Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to, you could easily get a job.
I mean, it's been a blessing for me in disguise, honestly. Pandemic is what caused me to lose the last place I had been at for 16 years, right? And
True.
I'm in a much better spot now than I was then. So, like, much better. So it's, blessing in disguise. But aside from that, though, like, I mean, we'll say like I think pandemic, the work from home thing is amazing. I love it personally. I think there's people that it bothers. Like I had this weird interaction with, so like I was getting a new laptop for my work, or a new work laptop, and they were waiting on shipments to come in. Like they couldn't even get their own stuff, right? And so like we're waiting, like we haven't got new equipment in 3 months. Soon as, like, here's a loaner laptop. As soon as we get something new in, we'll give it to you. And so I got an email and I was like, hey, we got something for you, brand new, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, cool. And he's like, give me your address and I'll overnight it to you. I'm like, all right. So I give her my address and she's like, oh, you live really close to me. I'll just meet you at the Target parking lot or something. And I'm like, no, that's fine. FedEx is fine. Like, I don't have to have it tomorrow. Like, FedEx is cool. Just FedEx it to me. And then she was like adamant that we meet to give me this thing. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, I mean, yeah, I guess I can if you really, it's like, are you that deprived of human interaction that you like need to get out of the house and make me like wanted to meet me at 8 a.m. in the Target parking lot? It's like, dude, I had to put clothes on. Like, I haven't been dressed in like a week. Like, what are you talking about? Come on. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Hex says, if someone gave you $1,000, what would you do with it?
$1,000?
$1,000. Boom. In your hand.
Deposit it? I mean, I don't know. I usually like if there's anything I want or need, I just get it.
Yeah.
And like, what can you really buy with $1,000 these days? I don't know.
This fucking guy. You hear this, guys? $1,000 isn't anything to Mr. Money.
No, I didn't say it's not a lot to me. I just said, what can you really get for $1,000?
You can. All the subs can go to the PChild.
Okay, here we go.
Fluff doesn't need $1,000. Is nothing to him. No, I don't know. I get what you're saying. I'm joking. Everything that you would want would cost over $1,000, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, like, oh, you want a new GPU for your PC? Yeah, right. Good luck. You can't buy anything. That's the thing. Like, what are you gonna find?
Yeah.
I don't. Okay, let's just make it $10,000. Let's.
Okay.
I'm adding a zero on there, Hex, because I don't know either.
Okay.
$10,000.
$10,000. What would I get? I mean, I would just spend it on trips. Like, that's just me. Like, I'd be like, okay, cool. I've got my next couple trips paid for.
I don't even know what I want for 10 grand. Like, that's the thing. Like, I can't. I don't need a new PC. I have PCs. I don't need a car. I have a nice car. Like, I don't need. Like, what do I need? I don't need any. Like, I don't really have like a. I'm trying to think of something that. You know, maybe I would take the fam on a super dope vacation, man. I would go to Europe. I want to go to Europe, if I'm being honest.
Europe.
So, yeah.
Europe. P.
I want to go. There's a lot of places. I want to go to Germany. I want to go to Italy. Those are the places I want to
You
hit.
can go to Europe when you're old. Go somewhere that's like a bit more extreme.
Okay, where are we going? Africa? South Africa?
I think there's big culture shock to be had in Africa, Asia.
Let's go. Okay. I'm down.
Good.
I wouldn't want to take the kids. I wouldn't want to take the kids on like a crazy trip. Like I want to take them somewhere safe where I don't have to worry about them, getting sex trafficked or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. Well, if they look anything like you, I don't think you have to worry about them getting sex trafficked. I love you. I'm sorry. That was mean.
You want to take your hat off, bud?
Wow.
You would take your hat off
That's
there, bud?
toxic. Yeah, here. Okay. See? There you go. It's coming back. It's all coming back. It takes a while to harvest this crop. So.
What do we got? Joey Jr. says, what's a small change that has improved your life?
A small change has improved your life. I mean, honestly, I just having this conversation last night. It's like someone was asking if I've ever had a jealous girlfriend or something like that, or if I've ever been jealous. And in my early 20s, I was definitely jealous.
A little bit of jealousy is okay, just a little bit.
Sure, but I find myself I don't really have any because, at some point I just had an epiphany where all you can do is treat the person you're with like the best you know how, and if they're still gonna cheat at the end of the day, there's nothing you could have really done about it. So to even stress about a hypothetical is just ridiculous. So changing that whole mentality of being wary of what my partner is doing and stuff like that is obviously relieves a lot of stress.
Chat said 1K buys a lot of posting your favorite stream.
Wow. What does 10K get us on Twitch?
It gives 10K to Twitch.
Can you imagine you're streaming and some guy donates 10K to boost you and you're like, fuck. That would have been the biggest donation I've ever had on stream. And he gave it to Twitch.
10K to boost you, and so your viewer numbers that night are crazy because it's all view bots or whatever.
Right.
And then the next day you're back at the same number of people you had the day before, and Twitch is 10 grand richer.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Cool.
It's
cool
it's literally a money grab from Twitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so crazy. Yeah, I'm with you though on the jealousy thing. So a little bit of jealousy is okay, but I'm not super jealous. I think it's I don't know, man. It's like a trust thing. I'm not jealous with my wife. It doesn't mean that I don't care about her, but either if she's gonna cheat, she's gonna cheat. There's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
And so what am I jealous of? I don't think she's going to. So I don't care. I'm not jealous. You know what I mean? But there's definitely a respect level thing though. If somebody was flirting with her and she didn't shut it down, it wouldn't be a jealousy thing. It would just be a respect thing. Hey, respect me enough to tell him to go fuck off. You know what I mean? So does that make sense?
Sure.
Yeah. So I would definitely maybe get pissy about it. I'd be like, yo, tell him to go, buzz off somewhere.
I
know. As far as the small, so what was the small thing that changed your life?
That was changing my mentality about cheating and jealousy.
Let's see.
Well, you did.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of a small thing. It's changed my life.
Thawing the hot dogs before you ate them?
It didn't really change my life. Putting ketchup on pizza rolls. Oh my god, so good. It's so
steak.
Good.
Ketchup on steak.
Ketchup on steak is delicious.
No, it's not right.
Have you tried it?
No, because ketchup's disgusting. On anything. Ketchup is a
condiment.
Sauce does
not
disgusting.
taste as good as. Do you put steak sauce on steak?
No.
Okay.
Unless it's dried out to hell.
You just eat it straight up.
Well, it's it's properly spiced usually.
Yeah, no, man. I need sauces. I need something on there. That's it, man. That's all the questions that we had.
2 whole weeks.
I think there might have been one. Hold on, let me check Twitter real quick because I think I got a DM that I forgot to grab. Let me just double check.
Okay.
Oh, it was kind of topical because we talked about it, but Landenberg said September is almost gone. When do you think the next blog is coming, and which feature will we see in the blog? Well, we know it's not coming in this quarter.
Yeah, we think it's only next week, and apparently it's audio.
Yeah, so we kind of already know the answers to those, but yeah, it's not one of the major. What do you think the 3 major things are that we would need to see? Itemization.
Yeah, more itemization updates. I think talk
PvP?
of endgame. PvP, I don't know.
They hit PvP enough, I think, in the reveal at BlizzCon. I would say endgame and itemization are the 2 biggest on my list. But which order do we put those in? I guess itemization first because I'm super unhappy with what we've seen so far.
ARPGs revolve around itemization, so
yeah, but they also revolve around endgame. Like,
yeah, but
it's got good itemization, and you're fucking making a new game over and over and over.
If the itemization sucks, you're not even gonna make it to the end game.
Yeah. I don't disagree that itemization is more important, equally important. I can't say more important.
Yeah, I think character depth is like 3rd. Or no, maybe. Yeah, itemization, endgame, character depth. Like how deep you're. Like what are you doing with your build? How's the build even generated? Is it just like the skill tree? Is it just through your items and legendary powers, or like how's all that work?
Yeah, well, I think that kind of plays in itemization a little bit too, because if your
characters and separate
crazy
from itemization, I think.
Yeah. As far as podcast schedule goes,
yeah,
it looks like Thursdays are going to be it for me for a while, like for the foreseeable future. That I'm sure that's going to change in a couple months. We'll have to see what schedule my work makes me do. But we have.
You are ruining my extended weekends.
I'm sorry, dude. We could do it on Mondays.
Mondays sound terrible.
Yeah, I don't want to do Mondays either. I'm just saying I could do Mondays.
Like we would just be behind on all the news, basically.
We have Halloween coming up in.
What day is it Halloween on?
Halloween is on a Sunday.
Interesting.
So the 28th which is 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks from now. Exactly.
And that's sad. We'd be going to like a BlizzCon technically maybe soon if COVID never happened. Sad.
It would be 4 weeks. In 4 weeks we would be going to BlizzCon.
Rip.
Yeah. So 4 weeks from now is going to be the Halloween episode.
Oh, spooky.
So get your spooky stories ready, dude.
Okay.
I'm gonna get them together. I mean, I've kind of told some of them, but maybe we'll pick the best one. I'll see if I have one that I haven't.
Ask around for some good ones.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm doing real ones that have happened to me.
Okay.
So I don't think I've told all of them. Maybe I'll ask the wife, see if she remembers any.
The day she married you.
Yeah.
Spooky.
That was Christmas, dude. Christmas. D and a B, man. Do you know about D and a B?
Dave and Buster's?
No. Google, not now, not live, but Google Justin Timberlake D and a B. D.
Oh yeah, Dick in a Box.
Yeah.
Nice.
You just ruined it for all of. Now they know what it is, dude.
Of course they. Yeah, you say Justin Timberlake and D and B, you're like, oh yeah, Dick in a Box.
No, I bet there's somebody out there who hasn't seen it. Best skit. All right, that's it. If you guys want to catch more of me, you'll have to catch me on the podcast. Honestly,
wow,
I haven't streamed in forever. I feel bad, but I am exhausted. I'm going to bed right now.
Wow. Well, I'm back at least 2 days a week. We're gonna do 3, and for a while, and then we'll ramp up like poison.
Like poison?
Like toxic poison, just like me.
So your build sucks. I heard your build sucks.
My poison dagger and D2, it's really, really good. We just annihilated Diablo. Wasn't even funny.
Like crazy. 2 hits, dead?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I hit him 2 times. Yep.
I saw you missing a bunch. That's what I saw.
All right.
Bud.
Tell them where
All
they
right,
can find you.
At ThaPChild on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, all the places.
Yeah. I'm Lord_Fluffy. Double those underscores on the Twitter. We'll see you boys next week. Peace out.
Peace.